I certainly don't own any real estate, but I own gold.
Yeah, I understand. Guys, we've only got about 5 minutes left. You could easily make a phone call. You can call into the show, 347-308-8047. You got a question, please call in. We got about 6 minutes left. You've got time for a question, please call in. Betty in California comes in and says, Mr. Chapman, you say not to buy, but not to own property that's rent, but I'm looking at the possibility, you're right, there are some expenses on renting the house that we own in Nebraska that I inherited from my mother, but the amount of funds that come in from that rental property actually pay my bills here in California and gives me a little extra spending money with my husband's military pay. I'd hate to have to sell that and even put it in gold to live on. But I understand where you're coming from. Do you feel that gold's going to go that much in the next 15 years? I'm just 38 years old.
Well, it'll happen much more quickly than that if it's going to happen at all. And if you take inflation figures, official ones from the United States government, and you tack them on to the price of gold since 1980, you'll find that gold should be selling at $2,700 an ounce, and it's selling for $900 an ounce. Now, that means gold's underpriced. If gold just goes up and meets the inflation for the past 30 years, then you're going to triple your money. Now, that's official inflation. Real inflation would have gold over 6,000. So there's a lot of room on the upside that you're looking at a market that's been a big bull market for 8 years, almost 9 years, and it's still going on. I think it's got a long, long way to go. And besides, let's assume 2 years down the line, inflation stops, and the whole economy goes into deflationary depression from inflationary. Historically, gold has held its value or appreciated during deflations when everything else goes down 60 to 95%.
We have a caller from San Diego. Caller, come in here and tell us who you are and ask Mr. Chapman a question if you so desire.
Yeah, hi, John. Say it's Scott out here in.
Talk a little louder. We can barely hear you.
Okay, let me go. Let me take this thing off my Bluetooth here. But Bob, question, please, sir. The situation with China right now, it seems to be that they're buying a lot of gold. There seems to be some seismic shifts going on. How do you think that's going to play out in the future?
Well, they're sitting on $2.1 trillion in foreign assets, about probably $1.2 trillion is in dollar-denominated assets. And they want to get rid of some of them. And that's understandable, particularly with the plunging dollar, which it started doing again. And so they only have about 1.5% of their assets in gold. It wouldn't take much for them to be the top gold holder in the world. They're currently number 5. And they want to be the top nation in the world. They've said that. And in order to do that, you've got to have gold. There's no two ways about it. So the answer is they're going to do lots of buying of gold.
Well, it seems like right now there's some fluctuations, some signs of stress on the U.S. dollar, and it's kind of a seesaw effect. The dollar goes down. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then on the other end, we see the Chinese buying up more and more gold. So I wonder if that's, in some respects, they're starting to head for the door.
I think they did a long time ago, but they did it very subtly because the accumulation of gold that they've just announced took 5 years. And I noticed that Venezuela is starting to demand that the gold that's mined locally be sold to the government, most of it. And I think the Chinese have been doing the same thing, and the Russians have as well. And we don't really know whether the United States government has any gold at all because there's not been an audit since 1954, and they won't talk about it. And they may have nothing.
Right.
I mean, they lie about everything.
Right.
Go ahead, caller.
No, I just wanted to throw out, I was going to say, by the way, Bob, your work, you're the international forecaster, the information that you have is phenomenal. I enjoy it. It's kind of like you have to get your IF fix every week, a couple of times, and just to really get down and know what's going on in the world. But I encourage everybody out there to get together and start little small cell groups or however people want to do it, but get the information. In the military, we all know that it's an intel game, and we have to keep grounded with the right information. And you're phenomenal in what you do, Bob. And I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you keep up that pace. But I sure admire you, and I thank you for it.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm glad I stopped being a stockbroker. I've saved people an awful lot of money, I'll tell you that, and that makes me very happy. And that's why I answer everybody's phone calls and emails, and I get great joy from it. And
Mr. Chapman, you got 30 seconds. Give out your phone number, and it'll be the end of the hour.
The phone number, 800-375-4188. 800-375-4188 or theinternationalforecaster.com. theinternationalforecaster.com. Free copies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it, Mr. Chapman. We'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 2.5 minutes. This is Drew Raines, a Marines Disquisition, heard live around the world on Wind Talkers Radio Network.